Hey everyone, hope you can see this okay. Let's see, let me go ahead and hit refresh on the page. Sorry about that. Okay, so finally my transfers came in that I've been dying for because it was on back order, and I actually ordered 2 and got 1 free. So it's a big E-size transfer, but as you can see, it's got, and it is called Stars and Stripes Forever. So it's actually got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 transfers. So one is the big flag. It's kind of hard to tell from just looking at this how amazing it is, but you're going to see it because I'm going to do it tonight. And then there's like a 4th of July, some extra stripes things. Plus I pulled out my other one I haven't used yet that has like a lot of 4th of July things with fireworks and stuff in case I want to work those in. And I finally found my little mat. It was in my things that I brought down south over Christmas. So let me pick up my mess from last night with all the fishing stuff. Back over there. Thankfully you can't see everything going on in this room because it is a disaster. I seriously need to get out to my garage and get that set up. That is a goal for this weekend. 3 days away. Alright. So I have a little ink mat. This ink mat usually is twice the size. I cut it in half because it fits perfect on a t-shirt. And I grabbed out a t-shirt, and I grabbed out an extra large dark colored one. So let's take a look and see how that looks. So I like the faded kind of ones. I'm just not sure if this is actually going to fit the entire flag from this. So I'm going to take it out and cut it because this is the flag itself. So I think it will fit across there. And I could also go like this. So we'll place it on and see how it looks. I've been dying for this one. The stripes itself have like things like Liberty and all that kind of stuff on them. And it looks amazing when it's done. I just have to pick out which color ink I want to do on this shirt. I may or may not be putting it back in this bag. Put it off to the side for now. And just want to get this one transferred. And honestly, I could put this is the home of the braids, so that could be like on the pocket in the front. I'll grab out a pocket tee, because I bet you Dad would like this. So it'll be a good thing for Father's Day. And then I'll be able to easily do, sorry you can't see me, then I'll be easily able to do the red, white, and blue on a white shirt. On a dark colored shirt, the white's really going to show through, but I can do a lighter, something in the lighter red. I'll have to take a look and see what I've got for reds, like a lighter colored red. Not pink, but like a light red. I hear ya. So my idea is that if it's on a white shirt, the red stripes will come through. We'll see. I just want to get this one all cut up. I find it easier to cut them in the smaller ones instead of scoring them. And then once I cut up my other 4th of July ones, I can kind of like in one bag have a whole bunch of like Liberty kind of themed ones. Oops, forgot this one. And sometimes I'll put something on the sleeve and stuff like that. When I did my nephew's YouTube channel 1, I did do that. So this is the flag itself. So not quite sure if you can see everything. So it's got like America, the beautiful, July 4th, land that I love, liberty, life and liberty, justice for all, freedom ring. So it's got all these different sayings on it. And this is an extra large shirt. So if I were to put it right here in the middle, it's going to fill it up. If I go like this, I think that's going to fit it better for when someone's wearing it. So I think I'll do that and just see how it is. I'm thinking that this is going to be a little too small of ink mat for it. So the t-shirts, I get it's not thin t-shirt, but it's like a normal t-shirt. It's not thick, it's not thin. So I am going to go back to using my big ink mat, even though I found my little one. So I'm going to grab the big ink mat that I've been using for stuff because this will cover it. It'll get like right to the edge of that one, and then I'll just be careful when I get to the edge. So let's what I'm going to dive in and start doing. So I want the flag, I mean the flag could go on the front too. I like to put them on the back, I mean I guess. Let's see how it would look on the front if I were to do it. So I'm going to lay the shirt out. And this is an extra large, so yeah, an extra large would probably be even better, but. So this is the shirt right here like this. What do you guys think? Across the front of the shirt? The back of the shirt? Did you need, sorry, I need to pull the table again. So you can get a better view of it. Hopefully you can see that a little bit better. Sorry about that. Remind me later if I'll updates. Okay, so I should try it this way, right across the front of the shirt, like this. I love things in the back of shirt with like a little pocket logo thing. So I'm going to do this on the back and see how it turns out. And then people can tell me what they like on theirs. So I am going to make like tons of these shirts because I love it. And I'll actually have them out on the 4th. If you're coming to the field day. My parents' house is right next to the field day, so. Right. So I'm just folding the ink mat over. It's sticky. I hadn't put the clear stuff on it from cleaning it out last night. And the other way to do this is to just turn the t-shirt inside out, put it on there, and then fold it back in. Whichever you feel more comfortable doing. So I've got this the tippy top, and I'm just going to pull it until it's straight on the back. Of course, you could measure, and you could even use chalk to chalk it out, because chalk would wipe right off it. You know, like a little stick of chalk. Kind of like measure it and mark it out if you wanted to. Some people do. I guess if somebody wanted me to do that, I could do that. Otherwise, I'm like, I don't need to get that fancy with it. Just trying to get as many wrinkles out as I can. And then what did I do with the flag? So the back could go across this way, which is going to get it really close. I do think I want it, I mean, I want it this way, but it's going to go right to the edge of the shirt, and I don't know if I want it to go right to the edge of the shirt. This, on the other hand, would be pretty good. See, right to the edge. Oh boy. I wish it was like an inch shorter. I mean, honestly, I could make it an inch shorter. All I'd have to do is just put tape down. Huh. If I wanted to do that, I could. Could easily put my tape here, right along the edge. That's what I'm going to do, because I want it to be just a little bit shorter for the back of the shirt. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm not going to fuzz it up, so let's see, this is the American flag. I'm not fuzzing it. And so just start like a sticker. See the huge area of silkscreen on it. So it's a stencil, but it's not a stencil that you can like stick your fingers through. And I'm going to go here. And of course, you always take the iron and iron the shirt out as well before you stick it down. Making sure. And I've got like a little bit of wrinkle on the shirt there. Try and pull that up. Get it out of my way. can see I'm a little off on the side. Or I've got it right over here to the sleeve, not the other way. So I need to move it over. Darn it. I hate pulling it up once it's already stuck down. But I should have done it this. I should have done it this way first to start with, but I didn't. Turn the shirt inside out. Then put the ink mat on it so I can make sure the ink mat is lined up perfectly. Usually I don't have a transfer that sticks so close to the edge. And I've got this, so I'm going to stick it here where I want it. Make sure it's even on each side. Move it down, switch the shirt back side out. So, as you can see, the ink mats bend pretty easily. Here we go, the back of the shirt, and now it should be even on each side. I just need to, again, pull the wrinkles out. I just hold one side and just keep pulling and smoothing down until they all come out. However you get it to be smooth, that'll work. Okay, so now I know my ink mat is laying out correctly. Put my flag on here. Make sure I'm reaching the edges. Because I don't need to make it smaller with tape. There's not a lot of sticky area on this. Anything you see that's teal colored is sticky. Everything else is silkscreen, so I'm going to be careful when I do it, but I am going to use my angled squeegee because it's the biggest one I got. There's one that's like an ice scraper almost. So hopefully I've got this. Looks like I've got it right where you can see it. And I don't have my cups yet. Okay. Let me set all this stuff together. Put my scissors back. Grab my bucket of ink. So we can pick out the colors. So this is like a dark, kind of like gray, kind of like the lemonade one that I did when I used the shimmer silver ink. So I don't really want to do dark colors. I could easily do, so here I've got an ocean mist. I'm going to want white for that, so, oh boy. Here's my white. Betting I need more white. For the reddish color, I've got Mauvelous. So I mean, I guess I could do more like a pastel colored flag. Ideally I'd like the blue and a red on a white shirt. Because when I put it on here, the stars will be white. But this way, stars, it's going to look a little different. Alright, so it's almost like a reverse color on this one. This is what I'm going to do. And let's see. Oh, most of the colors. Yeah, opposite colors. So yeah, I'm going to need to order more white ink, I'm pretty sure, what I got in here. Ooh, it's tight. I have very little white. I've used a lot of white on my nephew's baseball shirts. And then Mauvelous is one, it's a reddish pink with a touch of purplish kind of in it. So, but as you can see, I haven't used this one. It's a new jar of ink. So I'm just going to scoop stuff out in there. Feel free to say hi when you jump on. I'm using ink, so I'm going to get my wipe out. So I can constantly do finger checks when I'm checking stuff. And so I've got my light pink. So So we'll see if Mom likes this one because she likes pink and pastel colors. So we'll see how this flag looks. And even I'm definitely gonna need to order some more ink because even this is, the baseball colors were like red, white, and blue for the most part. So I did use a lot of red, white, and blue and green. Okay. So I'm gonna do almost like pink, white, pink, white, pink, white, pink, and I'll do this in blue. I could mix them all together, but I'll try to be a little careful on this one. These are pretty close together, so they may overlap, they may not. We're about to find out. So, use my little mini squeegee, and I'm going to turn the shirt so that I can like go down the stripes. Starting here. I almost feel like the mini squeegee is a little big. This does get right close to the edge, so I'm being extra careful. If you were doing it and you are mixing the colors around, I would say put down some painter's tape along the edge. Next time I do a shirt, that is what I will be doing because it's really close on the bottom and the top to the shirt, and I don't want to go, ink's permanent, so I don't want to go over the edge with it. Going to keep spreading it on nice and evenly. You want to try to get the ink on evenly. Paste you don't really care too much about, the ink you do. And I know I just got a little. And I do try to go in one direction instead of both directions. I'm not worried about doing any kind of pull and peel because got a little more on the pink there. So I'm going to keep going with Mauvelous, which is a mauve color. It's like an off red, purple kind of color. Whenever I hear mauve, I think of like Golden Girls because they did an episode that had it on it, and Beetlejuice. I was like, what is mauve? I'm like, ugh. So as you can see, it goes pretty quickly. I'll hang it up on a hanger and let it dry overnight when I get done. Maybe on one of the shirts I'll do a mixture, almost like a tie-dye effect of red, white, and blue. I'll probably look pretty good. Got all different colors of shirts and hats. That's one, two more rows of this to go. These are smaller rows. Oops. I also find that when I use ink, it uses less ink than it uses chalk paste. Especially if you're doing something like the burlap board. It just seems to like the paste really soaks in and starts to dry, but the ink doesn't. It allows you to work with it longer and sets in easier. So they each have their pros and cons, I guess. Some people are a little afraid to work with ink because it is permanent. But just start out small, and remember, if you really screw up a section, you can always put like a butterfly or a heart or something on top of it, or do it as a gift. My hands are all okay. I'm gonna do a quick ink check on my shirt, my hands, so I know I've got it on there. Then dry my hands off. One more row of pink to go. I don't know why I'm calling it pink. It's not really pink. It's probably going to look pink on this, but because of the dark colored shirt, I kind of need to use the lighter colors. So hopefully people like this. We'll see. I'll do a whole bunch of different colors and I'll let people vote to see which one you think actually is better, that you might actually buy. I did add my fishing one last night because I think it needs a little something extra. The butterfly one the night before does have glitter on it. It's just hard to see on the photo. I'm thinking it might need a flower or something to add a little something extra to it. Alright, so I've got this on here. I'm going to close this up. So I just need to do my 3 white stripes and then my blue stars. So I'll do my blue stars now. It's right there, and then I'll do the white last. I'm going to grab another squeegee. And so ideally, if this was a white shirt, when I pull it off, the stars would be the color of the background, which would be the white shirts. In this case, they're going to be a dark colored but they're still going to have blues. I do have a fluorescent yellow sweatshirt I'm going to put this on for myself. But I think I'm going to put it on in black. All black. And then it'll really stand out on the fluorescent. Oh yeah, I definitely need more of this color. I'm going to have to order some inks. So I mean, these ink jars, I started making my t-shirts and stuff for my mom and everybody for their baseball games down south a year ago, over a year ago now. So this ink is basically a year old of what I have left of it. And I took a couple months off where I wasn't really doing projects and stuff, so over the winter. Right, so that's 2 down, and now I just have the white to go. So you can see, like, if this was one where I was doing on a Cricut, I'd only get to use the design once. Where this I can do over and over again. The uses are like 8 to 12 on average, but if you really take care of stuff, it'll last you a lot longer than that. Whereas on a Cricut, I would just, like, I'd have to be weeding all this stuff out between the letters. And then when I stuck it on, that's it. It's one and done. So when I started doing this, I'm like, this is so much easier. So much easier. And I've got this where you guys can see it good. So I'm going to do the last 3 stripes in white. With my last little white ink that I've got here. Don't have a ton of it. Make it stretch out. I know I had been putting white ink and black ink in my ink kits. So that also helped use up some of my black and white. And I probably originally would have done this all in white, except for I don't think I have enough white to do the entire transfer. That's why I put the lighter colors in. So they'll kind of look faded, which I'm fine with. Oops. My squeegee's picking up a little bit of the pink. Not too much. But I am getting right down to the bottom of the ink, so I'm going to scoop it out a little bit with some Mauvelous stir stick, just because it gets into the jar a bit better. And then start spreading. Making sure I get all the areas. Again, this is one where if I had done this shimmer silver, it would definitely have a good vintage look to it. So we'll see if I get any requests for that. Alright, so there's that one. This is probably going to use the rest of my white ink up. Might have to go digging into my sample kits to get some. some more with my stir stick here. Oops, got a little white on the top of the pink. Remember, the darker colors will always outweigh the lighter colors. So almost always white will disappear under whatever it is. But I do use white next to other colors to help them blend together. It works out pretty well. Especially if you're doing like an ombre effect, which is the like taking a color and making it fade into a lighter version of itself. Now, had I used one color with my angled squeegee, I would have been done a while ago. Just kind of what I was thinking of doing it at first. So we'll time out how long it takes me to do this, and then I'll actually do one like at some point all in one color with my angled squeegee. And you'll see how quicker it is. Okay, let me scoop out some more ink here. I'm getting nice and low on my white ink, so let's see how long it takes for me to get more in stock. And the ink kits that I have as test kits, I can really put any color ink in. I had just kind of like done black and white at first. That's all I had at first. Some more. Now somebody messaged me, but I'm not quite sure who messaged. I'm getting close. Ooh. Got some on my fingers and I just touched my shirts. Ink is another good thing that you could benefit from wearing an apron when you're doing it. I have one. I actually have easier like craft aprons in kits that people can buy. So you can kind of like make your own apron. Ooh, this would probably be cute on an apron too, actually. Get off my fingers, and I'm going to pull this off and see how it looks. Alright, so you ready? So, oh. Ah. Check that out. Wow, came out way better than I thought it was going to come out. Especially since I used, so I mean the Mauvelous with the dark shirt looks like more of a red color, and the light blue looks like the sky blue looks more of a bluish too. So that worked out perfectly. It worked out perfect. Alright, I'm going to hold this up so you guys can see it. I'm actually going to take the transfer into the bathroom to clean it because it's a lot of silkscreen area. So what do you guys think? You see it pretty well. I'll take a good picture of it. I'll end up taking ink mat out of it, hanging up on a hanger, and then tomorrow night I should be able to heat set it in here. You guys can get a good look at it afterwards. There are a couple little areas where I got a little white on the reddish area. I don't really see any white that got on, or red that got in the white. Well, there's a little white here on the red, and mostly it's white on the red and not red on the white. And then my blue, the stars came out dark because it's a dark color shirt underneath. So I think it came out awesome for the colors. So the colors I used were Mauvelous, Ocean Mist, which is the baby blue, and then bright white. Right. So, oh hey guys, Okay, I see you. Hey, Melissa, this is an extra large t-shirt. Like a heather kind of gray. Like it, Mom? That's the back. So I'm thinking on the front I can put, I've got lots of little 4th of July themed ones, so I could easily put 4th of July, but I could also put like the Home of the Brave or Life, Liberty, and the Pursuit of Happiness on the front, maybe. Once it dries, I'll be able to put this on the front in red, white, and blue. So you get a little bit on the front and then the big flag on the back. I guess I could do Stars and Stripes Forever across the front too. I'll have to think about it. I can actually do both. So I'm just going to go wash my transfer. Let me take it out. So the ink mat, easiest way to take it out. You want to be careful not to fold the shirt over onto itself when it's still wet. You can put it on a hanger and then try to take the ink mat out. Whatever works best for you. I'm just sliding my hand between the ink mat and the shirt so that the shirt's not sticking back down the ink mat. I'll try to get the ink mat out. And I can feel that the ink is on the inside of the shirt because it's not a super, super thick shirt. And you can see I've got it on my hands and it's on there. So I am going to actually try not to get it to fold over on itself, but I won't see you guys' comments once I do this. That came out awesome. Alright. Ah! Forget that. Okay. Hold on. I gotta clean up my hands because I'm getting ink from my fingers on the shirt. Because I got ink on my hand when I stuck it in between the shirt and the ink mat. And I do have to clean up the ink mat, but so the things that you want to see that you don't want to happen are what happened to me just here. So I got a little bit of white here. I'm not sure if that's from I think it's from my fingers, because I do have quite a bit on my fingers now. And I'm just going to take a wipe. I'm going to get a brand new clean wipe out. And I'm just going to wipe it off quickly. While it's still wet, it's the best time to try to get it off. I could always hide it later with some other ink. I mean, I could even put the Stars and Stripes Forever down below if I was super worried about it, but this will come off because it's still nice and fresh. And then I did get a little thing from my finger here. You probably can't even see it. And a little thing here. That's why it's good to check your fingers for ink and fingerprints. Okay, so take 2. This is the shirt. Ta-da! Right. So I'm going to drape this over the TV screen right here for now until I grab the hanger, and I'm going to show you the ink mat, which actually fell behind here. So as you can see from the ink mat, it's got a bunch of pink and blue on it and white because it was protecting the inside of the shirt. Especially on thinner ones, they will go right through the shirt all the way to the other side, and you don't want to mess that up. When I heat set it, I'll be heat setting the inside and the outside. So I just take my little wipes and I'm just wiping it off. Water works as well too, but as you can see, the blue and the white and everything's just coming right up. It's coming onto this. And then I'll set this out to dry because it's nice and sticky, and I'll put the cover back on it, and then it'll be good for me to use again. So my flags are what just came in today. Been waiting and waiting for them since the catalog came out like 2 months ago. They were on back order, and of course it was my favorite thing in the catalog. And I'll hold it up again so you guys can see it good. So as you can see in my ink mat, still sticking to it. It had lots of stuff on it, so I mean it protected the inside of the shirt. Even though the inside of the shirt does have some ink on it, it's going to dry and I'll heat set it in. It's not going to hurt anything. So now I just need to clean off my stencil, but because it's so much silkscreen and so much ink, I'm going to take it right to the bathroom sink to do it. I'll just make it easier on everyone, and I've got to order more ink, especially these 3 colors, which were Mauvelous, Ocean Mist, and Bright White. Alright, put this over here, and then I'll pop the shirt out here for you guys again. Pay no attention to the little dark spot, because that's just where I wiped off ink that had spread. And there's my shirt. I could do this on a blanket though. I did order some baby little onesies and stuff, but I also ordered some little blankets to put things on, you know, for the months of the baby. You know, like when you take a picture, like they lay them on the blanket and do like 1 month, 2 month, 3 month at the different phases. So I have the numbers, but this would probably look good with it. Lay the baby right on the flag, and then the numbers around it. It works out pretty good. So, I'll put this way a little bit. Alright, I'm going to sign off, and you guys can see easily in a half an hour that I made a t-shirt. I will put something on it on the front. I'll heat set it first tomorrow, and then I'll put something on the front to have that dry, so that I'm not worried about having ink on two sides. I could use a hairdryer and dry it, and then heat set it. I could do it all tonight, so if you need to do it one night, you can. Dry it with a hairdryer, heat set it, do the other side, ink, dry, heat set. I mean, the heat set is like 30 seconds for the 9x9 square. So 1 minute. With an iron, it's 4 minutes on each side. So you do the outside of the shirt, put parts of paper down in the iron, and then the inside, same thing. They flip it inside out. Alright, I'm going to clean up my mess, and I will see you guys tomorrow night. I can't believe how good that turned out. So much better than I thought it was going to be. I was kind of worried when I originally took the dark shirt to be lighter.